By the end of this video, you'll never look at your own consciousness in the same way again. Not metaphorically, not symbolically, I mean your actual experience of reality will change. Because today you and I are stepping into the mind of Edmund Husserl, the man who dared to say that the only thing you can be absolutely certain of is the thing you've been overlooking your whole life. Your direct experience of this moment. Picture the late 19th century. Philosophers were obsessed with the external world, measurements, physics, objectivity. Into a world walks a quiet, methodical mathematician. No drama, no conflict, no philosophical warfare. Just one devastating question. What if truth doesn't start outside you, but inside your consciousness? That man was Edmund Husserl, the father of phenomenology, the movement that shaped Heidegger, Sartre, Derrida, and the entire landscape of modern thought. But today we're not talking about Husserl the academic. We're talking about what his ideas mean for you. Your mind, your reality, your emotional power, your freedom, and your ability to shape life from the inside out. He wasn't born into philosophy. He was born in 1859 into a Jewish family and raised into a world ruled by mathematics. He mastered calculus, geometry, logic, disciplines built on certainty. But something in him sensed a contradiction. You can create a flawless mathematical formula, yet your experience of that formula is shaped by memory, perspective, and mood. He realised certainty in theory doesn't guarantee certainty in experience. This tension tore into him until he encountered Franz Brentano, the philosopher who dropped a bombshell on his mind. Consciousness is always consciousness of something. Not passive, not neutral, not a camera. Consciousness is active, directed, meaning-making. That insight became Husserl's obsession. He left mathematics behind and began building a new philosophical foundation for human knowledge, one built not on objects but on experience itself. So what is phenomenology really? Forget the complicated definitions. Phenomenology is simply the study of experience exactly as it appears, before you interpret it, explain it, or judge it. Not the brain, not psychology, not neuroscience, just the raw experience itself. Phenomenology asks questions like, what is it like to perceive? How do objects appear in consciousness? What mental structures make experience possible? Husserl believed that if you study experience with surgical precision, you uncover the foundations of all meaning. And to get pure experience, he invented a method that feels almost like a mental martial art, because he came up with the phenomenological reduction, bracketing reality. So let's do a thought experiment. Look around the room. Take in the walls, the objects, your phone, the light. Now imagine you place brackets around the whole world. You don't deny it exists. You don't confirm it exists. You simply suspend judgment. This suspension is called epoch. It shifts your focus away from, is the table real, and towards, how does the table appear in experience? You stop asking about the world out there and start examining the world as it appears in consciousness. The result? A clarity most people never experience in their entire lives. Because we need to walk inside consciousness. So close your eyes for a moment and feel the weight of your body. Notice the sounds around you, the feeling of your clothes on your skin, the subtle hum of life happening. Now observe, there is no sound out there. There is only sound heard by you. There is no chair out there. There is only a chair as experienced by you. You don't live in the world. You live in your experiences of the world. This is Husserl's revolution, the radical pivot away from objective reality and towards a lived experience that shapes every moment of your life. And it comes down to intentionality, the secret code of the mind. And this is Husserl's masterpiece, because consciousness is always directed. It always points at something. You don't just fear, you fear something. You don't just desire, you desire something. You don't just feel lost, you feel lost in relation to something. Your mind is a spotlight. It never shines into empty space. And here's the practical power. You can change your internal state by changing what your consciousness is aimed at. This is the foundation of mindfulness, CBT, performance psychology, trauma therapy, coaching, whatever. And Husserl saw this over a century ago. Because imagine living inside a mansion, but you're not just the resident. You're the architect, the builder, and the interior designer. Every hallway, every room, every door is a structure of consciousness. Perception, memory, emotion, judgment, imagination. Most people think they're walking through a pre-built world, but Husserl says you're building the hallway as you walk it. Meaning isn't discovered, it's constructed. Reality isn't something you absorb, it's something you produce. René Descartes said, "I think, therefore I am." Husserl said, "I am conscious, therefore there is experience." You can doubt the world. You can doubt your senses. You can doubt your memories. But you cannot doubt that you are experiencing something. Experience is the bedrock reality. Everything else rests on top of it. Now we go deeper. When you hear a melody, you don't hear isolated notes. You hear a flow, a continuity. Husserl says this continuity is created by 3 layers of consciousness. Retention, the just past. Primal impression, the present. And pretension, the anticipated next moment. Time isn't out there, it's constituted by consciousness. You don't experience moments, you experience durations, flows, continuities. Your very sense of time is a construction of the mind. And late in life, Husserl pushed his ideas to the edge. He began to suspect the external world doesn't exist independently in the way we think. He didn't claim the world disappears when you close your eyes. He wasn't a solipsist. He claimed something more subtle. Objects exist only as they appear to consciousness. Meaning is inseparable from experience. And without experience, world is an empty concept. No consciousness, no world for you. The world may exist independently, but the only world you can ever know is the one consciousness constructs. Imagine your consciousness snaps off like a light. No thoughts, no sensations, no memory, no awareness. Does the world still exist? Science says yes. Common sense says yes. But Husserl says you cannot meaningfully speak of a world that does not appear in experience. Without consciousness, there is no meaning of world, no structure of reality, no appearance, only a word without content. Husserl's philosophy isn't abstract, it's a toolkit for mastery. It's intentionality, aim your mind. You feel what you focus on, aim better, live better. The bracketing, the mental clarity. Before reacting, pause. Bracket your assumptions. Return to pure experience. Respond from clarity, not chaos. Consciousness creates meaning. Your interpretation shapes your reality. Rewrite interpretation and rewrite life. And you are the architect. Nothing has power unless you grant it meaning. Reclaim sovereignty over the world you experience. Husserl wrote over 40,000 pages searching for the only thing you truly own. Your lived experience. He believed the world you inhabit is not the world itself, but the world as it appears through the lens of your consciousness. And if you can master that lens, you master the world. Or your world. Not through force, not through control, but through awareness. Husserl didn't give us answers, he gave us a methodology, a way to peel back illusions and rediscover the foundations beneath everything. You are the source of your world, and by mastering consciousness, you master reality.